Now, before we show you the rest of this clip, suffice it to say that even though this wasn't the biggest bass we've ever caught, it is by far one of the most impressive catches we've ever captured. This is the stump. Mike built the stump for a hand fishing challenge that was held at, you guessed it, the Goose Toilet. On the end of Mike's line is a Texas-rigged plastic worm that he's hand fishing with. I, understanding how a Texas rig works, was certain that I had won the hand fishing challenge and that Mike was living a pipe dream. As you will see, I had to eat some crow.
I got one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Woo! It worked. Hey. It worked, baby. Hand fishing at its finest.
Hand fishing on a Texas rig. You caught it back.
Woo! I was just going to put it away.
Wow.
Hey, I didn't get stumped on the post.
Well said, Michael. Well said.
I will retire to a parking lot at near you.
Way to go.
Don't understand the association.
Well, this is unexpected. Just got to the monster pond and there's ice. Huh. Right in the corner where I want to fish. We had a 60-degree day the other day. I mean, it's been getting cold at night. I knew ice was coming soon, but yeah, didn't expect this today. Well, hello, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 8 of Pond Hopper Outdoors. Trout season is here! But so far, though, getting our rainbow-clad fishy friends to eat has been a bit rough, considering the world's toughest algae bloom is still alive at Big Lake, despite the water temps now dipping into the 40s. The good news is that we have been able to put a few in the basket along with a decent crappie here and there. In this episode, we share the first 3 weeks of this year's trout fishing adventure featuring a couple of monster catches. Then we travel from the monster pond all the way back to Mike's garage. Okay, yeah, not exactly a pilgrimage, I know. Where he walks us through the creative process of creating his panfish slaying epoxy jigs. We are now less than 15 subs away from the 100 subscriber mark, so make sure to get registered for the first big giveaway by visiting www.pondhopper.tv today. Join us for Jigs and Coffee every Friday at 8:05 a.m. Central Standard Time for your chance at winning David's awesome custom hand-tied jigs, tackle, and more. We hope you enjoy this episode, and thanks again for watching Pond Hopper Outdoors.
Well, hello from the dock house at Vick's Lake at Sedgwick County Park. My name is Rex and welcome to the preseason for trout here in Wichita, Kansas. This is Pond Hopper TV. I came over here today because I heard yesterday someone caught a 2-pound trout somewhere here in the lake. Now, my guess is that it's a holdover from last year. This pond gets as deep as 27 feet, and I've been told it's spring fed. So even through the hot summer, people do catch trout here year round. My other hunch is that we found out here through the website a couple of days ago that they are closing down another trout location about a half hour north from here at El Dorado, and they're not going to be stocking it. And I'm wondering if they didn't do an unscheduled stock here already.
As fate would have it, even though I'd been stalking the stock report in a manner just shy of obsession, they did stock Vick's Lake on the 18th of November. Unfortunately, most of the trout didn't survive because my guess would be the water wasn't cold enough yet. It wasn't until after I filmed this segment that they posted the stock date on the website.
So I've got one rod in the water with a red worm on it. I'm going to get the locator out here and we're going to check a couple of the spots and see if they've stocked, which they may have and have not posted that they did an extra stock. We should see an exceptional amount of fish around this dock house that you wouldn't normally see. So let's see what we find. All right, so we're going to let the transducer down here. And we should have a water temperature here in just a second. Still showing the water temperature at 64.7. Oh, there, we marked the fish immediately. Oh, look at this. My guess is that's either crappies or trout. Maybe bluegills. It's marking some larger fish and some smaller fish there. Oh, this is interesting. Now I'm curious. Last time when I was out here, we're showing 59.3. Our water temperature is still pretty warm, but we've got, I think, 5 nights in the 20s coming before Sunday. Man, there's quite a few fish down there, right in this spot. So I'm going to start here. I've got one drop rod down. I'm going to put another drop rod over here off to the side, and then I'm going to do some jigging and see if we can find out what these fish are. But there's a bunch of them. Oh my gosh. I wonder if they didn't do an early stock. I don't know which rod it was, but I just heard bells. I had my back turned, picking out the jig I wanted to tie on, and I heard a little ring-a-ding-ding. I think it was the rod on the right. We'll see. Look at this. Got him. Sure enough, it's a trout. Look at that. They've already stocked. They have to have already stocked. Well, based on the sheer numbers of fish that I marked today, and the fact that I caught one about this size, strong, squirmy little fish, I gotta think these are from an unscheduled stock. Fish number 2, crappie. Guess who's having fish for dinner tonight, baby? Well, it's been slow, but there's crappie number 2. I've caught 3 or 4 small bluegills and lost a real nice fish. I'm not sure what it was, but I tell you what, for a couple hours in the afternoon over here at the dock house at Sedgwick County Park, man, I'm surprised. Little bluegill on the Berkeley Gulf minnow. All right, signs of life. So this is day 2 of the trout preseason here at Sedgwick County Park. And the first fish today is this little bluegill who decided to come out and say hey. So
I've been here about 20 minutes. I've had lines in the water for about 15. And that's the first bite that I've had. Hoping to find some more crappies and another trout today. I've heard a little bit of splashing up underneath the dock. And I did see one fish roll up underneath on the other side. I couldn't tell what it was. I think it was a trout, but I'm not sure. So I decided to jig this hole in the dock to see if there's anything under here. And sure enough, oh, it is a trout. Look at that. There he is.
Nice.
All right. First one of the day after a crazy afternoon of trying to find fish. All right. So this is trout number 4 on the season. Pretty good one. All right, well, here's fish number 2. Sorry I missed the fight there. I wasn't even thinking about the camera because it's been so long since I had a bite. I wasn't quite sure what to do with it. But we got us a dinner-worthy rainbow trout here. Hit a piece of power bait on a jig head. Slimy little, oh gosh, they are squirmy. This is a nice one. That's a nice fish there. That's the nicest one I've caught all season. Look at that pig. That's a nice one there.
So you can't get stuck on it.
Yep, bring it in.
Oh, there's a crappie right there. Pull it back up a little bit. Right there, see him?
Oh yeah, look at
Oh
that.
my gosh, look at that one.
Where's he at?
He's right here, right where my line is.
It's at his nose.
Here. How far are you down?
That one's probably only about 5 feet down.
Okay.
Oh, there's a lure. I see you. Pull it back up. Oh, I can't see it now.
That's what I was thinking. They were shallow. Come on earlier, shallow.
There it is.
Oh wow. That's a nice crappie.
I'm going down to about 3 feet.
Try to get closer to the dock here.
Okay.
I can't see his lure.
Ooh.
Oh,
I think I just got a hit.
I think I saw you.
Oh, your
bump-
lure was right above his
You
head.
bumped his head, yeah.
I thought I felt something.
Oh, go
Oh yeah, you're
low
like
down.
right above his head.
Low down.
Should I drop down?
Move your rod to the right. Yeah, you're like literally just right there.
There's anything else down there with him?
He ain't looking at it, huh?
No.
No, oh there. Oh, that's the
That's
same one.
Yeah, I was just curious if there's other ones down there with him, but no.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right above him, I think.
Yeah, he's just not
He's
interested.
not interested, huh?
He may not be able to see it very well either. But
I mean,
So there's 2. Gosh, that is a real nice fish. Gosh, he just hammered the snot out of it.
Really? You like it? What you got?
He's there. Oh my gosh, this is a good fish.
oh, wow.
Oh, he got me behind that. Oh no, is he still there? Oh no.
You
Oh my gosh, look at this one. Oh, I might need to help you guys.
I got you.
That's a beast. I wonder if that's that same one maybe I lost earlier.
Well, if you had
Oh,
oh, lame mackerel.
oh.
They said they put some big ones in this year.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh,
Oh, there's a something.
there we go.
That's a good one.
Woo!
I'll feed more than one of you.
There's one for the smoker right there, baby. Oh, good stuff. That's the first time I ever caught that one that big on the power bait. Oh.
Oh, man.
Gosh, that is a big fish.
Wow.
Oh. What did he hit?
It was some rainbow power bait.
That's bigger than the one I just caught, I think, dude.
Yeah. I don't know. As soon as you said for our sake, look how it came undone like that.
Wow.
That is crazy. Oh my goodness.
Hold him up.
Ah, Jesus, you slimy bugger. This is the biggest one I've ever caught, for real.
That's a beast. Nice, dude.
That is insane.
That's a beast.
Oh my gosh.
Nice fish.
I don't even know. How much do you think it weighs?
I'll bet that's a 4-pounder, 3.5, 4-pounder.
I would appreciate it if I could use that.
$5.86. Wow. Heck of a fish, dude.
That is a monster.
Nice one.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we're here with Mike. We just got done fishing with David and Gregory over at the Goose Toilet, catching some fish that you just saw. And many of you heard Mike talk about his epoxy jigs on the Double Hook Angling and Pond Hopper TV videos. So today we're at Mike's garage and he's going to walk us through the process of how he makes these epoxy jigs and how he paints them. So Mike, tell us what you got going on here, man.
Okay, well, if you're like me, you like fishing, but you don't like losing your gear and your jigs and stuff, and it's expensive. So I found a way to make jigs that are just as durable, I think, and you can do it at home. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't take a whole lot of time, and it's very simple with some simple tools. I have, with the pricing that I get at the local big box store, I have the cost of my jigs down to about 41 cents a piece, including the hooks, depending on the size of the hook. Now today we'll be using some number 6 hooks, just because that's what I've got on hand. And to do this the way that I do it, you're gonna need a couple of things. So let's take a look and see what we got. So for me, you will be seeing me wear some these are magnifiers with prisms in it so that I can see what I'm doing better than, and you probably won't need that, but that's just in case you want to know what those are. You're going to need some rubber gloves. You're going to need a little plastic container with just a little bit of water in it. You're going to need, this is what I use. I don't use any other brand. I use JB Weld Water Weld. This is marine epoxy. This epoxy will harden underwater. It says that it has a 25-minute working time. That is not true. You give yourself about 10 minutes of working time, and that's what you get. So I usually get 7 or 8 jigs out of a small pinch of this. I use some Loctite. This is the good stuff. This is not cheap super glue. This is the gel control. It takes about 20 minutes to dry so that you're not immediately setting your putty in a place and then you're stuck with it. So this allows you to work with it a little bit longer to get it where you want it. And I'll walk you through the process here in a second. So you'll also need some number 6, number 4, however big or small you want to go. But the difference is I bought these at Bass Pro. You are going to need the bait holder because you're going to need those extra barbs to hold the putty on and to glue to. It just helps it to stay on the hook a lot better. The next thing that I'm going to use is I'm going to use an old pair of fishing hemostats that we pull hooks out with. I'm going to use this so that, and I'll show you here in a minute, while I'm holding the hook, I don't damage any of the barbs or the hook itself, because nobody wants to damage the hook before you fish with it. The next thing I'm going to use is I've taken an old piece of lumber, drilled a couple of holes in it, and I've taken a section of a hanger, the straight part of a hanger, and I've just poked those into the holes that I drilled so that I can hang my jigs on them to dry. This happens to be LA Colors brand, but it's a gel fingernail polish. Now this is not regular like cheap stuff. It's the extreme shine, or the extreme, it's harder. And it says right here, it's got hardeners in it. So that's what I use. And if the color falls off, guess what? The jig's still good. I paint them again.
And I can tell you from experience that the color stays on there. You've got to really go out of your way to chip it.
All right, so I'm going to put my gloves on. Some of the things, the hardener basically in here can be toxic, but here's the deal. Once it's dry, it is not toxic, because this marine epoxy can be used on potable water or drinking water pipes. So once it's hard, it's good to go. Once I get everything set out, I will take a small piece, a very small piece. You're probably going to get 4 or 5 jigs out of one of these small pieces. Now, inside this epoxy, you will see this is not just one thing. It's got a core in the center that is gray, and that's the hardener. This is the epoxy. It's 2 parts. So you need to pinch off a piece that's got enough hardener in it, or you can slice it however you want to. And once you're done with that, put the top back on so it doesn't dry out. With this epoxy, it's gray and it's white. The instructions say you're supposed to roll it till it's roll it in your hands like you would putty, I guess, until it's uniform. I don't like just rolling it anyway. I like rolling it into a snake, and you'll see it start to mix in there. It'll also get to loosening up. Now, this will bite into your use time. This has to be counted in your 10 to 15 minute working time. It doesn't take too long. You just got to get it so it's all a uniform color.
It sets up quick.
Yes, it does. This is only like $6 or $7, so I can get 200 or 300 jigs out of that whole stick once you see how this works. All right, so it's been a couple of minutes here. It is a uniform color. If you do not get this mixed correctly, if it's not mixed into the hardener and the actual epoxy, your jigs are going to set up and then fall apart like chalk. But this is properly mixed. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have my water handy, just a little bit of junky old whatever water. And the reason I do that is because I don't want it being tacky on here while I'm working with it on the jig. And I don't need a ton of water, just a little bit. So I'm going to pinch off just a little piece. Just a little piece, and then I'll set that aside. All right, so then I'm going to kind of pre-roll this in my hand to the shape that I want it to be on the jig. Okay, so once I have my putty ready, I have my hook. I'm going to set my hook aside. I'm going to take just a tiny drop of my glue. I'm going to cover that barb and just kind of paint it down the shaft there just a little bit. And then I'm going to take a pinch, a small pinch off of my epoxy putty, and I'm going to pre-roll it into about the kind of shape that I want it to be while it's on the hook. And I'm going to have this kind of like a banana style jig. So we'll just roll it a little bit more, and then I'll take my hook and I'm going to roll it around that barb underneath of the eyelet. And this is why I use a little bit of water, because my gloves will stick, and that's fine. Because it hardens underwater, it's not going to be a problem. I'm just going to roll it around there, underneath the eyelet. And then I will pinch it into the shape that I want it to be. And that is pretty good. So this is a finished product as far as this step.
It's just a matter of waiting for it to dry now then, right?
I will wait 24 hours. It takes 25 minutes to set up, but just to be safe, so I don't have to worry about messing anything else up, I will hang it on my... I'll come back in 24 hours. I let it sit, and in 24 hours I check it to make sure. I put a thumbnail in it. It should be solid as a rock. So as we're waiting for this one to dry, I have pre-made 4 jigs, just exactly the same as I've made those. They look the same. There's a couple of things I don't like to leave them just as I molded them. So sometimes I will take a piece of sandpaper or a piece of emery board and I will file them down. If it's not the shape that I want, I just take it and I will file it down. And it doesn't take hardly any pressure to make it into the shape that you want. I cover the hook so I don't dull the hook. There's no such thing as a perfect jig, and I'm going to paint it anyway, but this takes off anything that may be something I didn't want on there. This is exactly what I've been fishing with in all of my videos.
That's something else that I think that would work really cool too, is if you did one that was just a round ball that you could use for like a partial piece of worm, make it look like a jig. I think that would be cool too.
So now that these have been drying, these have dried for well over 24 hours, I will make sure that when I grab onto my hook, I'm just going to grab it and lock it into place. I will take my fingernail paint, the hardened gel paint, and this is where the detail work comes in, so I can see what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is then I'll come in and I will paint it, and it doesn't take much. Usually 1 dab of fingernail polish will cover the entire thing.
That stuff is bright.
It's bright, and
fish sure do like that color.
They do like this color. And I've got some pink today. Pink was the hot color today. I don't know what the deal was.
Pink was a good color today.
So
water, I think.
Yeah. So we will get done with this. I will let these dry for a couple, 2 or 3 hours, and then come back and hit them with a second coat.
So you'll second coat them again, huh?
I will, and I'll find any of the spots that I missed, and that will be done and hung back up here to dry after the second coat. It's ready to go fish. You're ready to go fish. And I will tell you that if you are local and you want to come fish with us or see us out fishing, get a hold of us. But if you see me out fishing, more than likely I'm going to have a pack of these with me, and it'll have our website address. We're trying to advertise a little bit. If I have any, if they're not already given away, hit me up. We'll be happy to hook you up.
And if you haven't already done so, get on over to pondhopper.tv and fill out the giveaway form on the main page and get registered for our 100 subscriber giveaway, because we're going to be giving away some of these in that as well. Mike, thank you very much, bro. Appreciate it. Good
Keep
stuff.
on fishing in tight lines, fellas and ladies.
See you later, guys.